Hi and welcome to T10 Info TV SK channel. My name is Syed here with the latest news for 11 September 2023. Saudi Arabia and Indian investors significance of Crown Prince visit to India participation at G20. India's ambassador to Saudi Arabia Suhail Ejaz Khan has emphasized the significance of visit of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to India and his participation in the G20 Leaders Summit, the Saudi presidency reported. Saudi Arabia Crown Prince meets heads of state on sidelines of G20. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met on Sunday with several heads of state in sideline of the G20 summit in India. During the brief meeting, the leaders discussed bilateral relations with Saudi Arabia as well as regional and global issues. The Crown Prince is leading the kingdom's delegation participating in the G20 Leaders Summit and will also have an official visit upon the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This included Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Saudi Arabia Crown Prince meets Turkish President at G20 Summit sidelines. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met on Sunday Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in India for talks. The closed-door meeting came on the sideline of the final day of the G20 summit in the capital New Delhi. Bilateral relations between Saudi Arabia and Turkey were discussed during the meeting as well as regional and global issues. Erdogan visited Saudi Arabia in July as part of the three-day Gulf tour to strengthen regional ties. Kuwaiti and French Defense Minister discussed boosting military cooperation. Kuwaiti Defense Minister Sheikh Ahmed Fahad Al Ahmad Al Sabah on Saturday met with his French counterpart Sebastien to discuss ways to boost bilateral cooperation, Kuwait News Agency reported. ATO Iraq International Development Bank Incorporation Agreement. The Arab Tourism Organization has signed a cooperation agreement with the International Development Bank in Iraq to boost tourism in the region, Saudi presidency reported. The agreement was signed by ATO President Bandar bin Fahad Al Fuhaid and Dr. Zayed Khalif Abdul Karim, chairman of the bank's board of directors, to develop a visa prepaid travel card and fund tourism initiative in Arab countries. British police charged recaptured terrorism suspect with unlawful escape. British police on Sunday charged an ex-soldier suspect of terrorism offence with unlawfully escaping from custody after he was recaptured following 4 days on the run, having absconded from a London jail. Daniel Abid Khalifa, who worked in the kitchen of Wandsworth prison, slipped out on Monday morning by strapping himself to the underside of a food delivery truck, authorities says. He was recaptured in West London on Saturday while cycling alongside a canal. Saudi Arabia Crown Prince meets with Japanese Prime Minister on sideline of G20 summit. Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman, the head of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia delegation participating in the G20 Leaders Summit, met with Saturday in New Delhi, India with Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. During the meeting, they discussed Saudi-Japanese relations in various fields and channels for developing them in addition to touching on various issues of common interest. The meeting was attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs Prince Faisal bin Farhan and Minister of State, Member of the Cabinet and National Security Advisor Dr. Masood bin Mohammed Al Ayban. Saudi Arabia Crown Prince holds meeting at G20 Summit in New Delhi. Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman conducted a serious meeting on the second day on the G20 Summit in New Delhi. Prince Mohammed bin Salman met with the Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, with both leaders accompanied by their respective delegation. Additionally, the Saudi Crown Prince held talks with Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of Bangladesh. The official delegation from both nations attended the meeting. Volume of trade exchange between Saudi Arabia and G20 countries in 2022 is $421 billion. The Saudi ambassador to India Saleh bin Eid Al Husseini revealed that the volume of trade exchange between the kingdom and G20 countries during 2022 reached $421 billion. Al Husseini made the remark while speaking to Saudi presidency on the occasion of the visit of the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman to India to participate in the G20 Leaders Summit, which is being held on September 9 and 10, 2023 in New Delhi. He pointed out that the volume of the economy of the G20 countries represents 85% of the global gross domestic product and is inhabited by 60% of the world population, while it accounts for 75% of the volume of global trade. UK police arrest 2 persons amid claims of spying for China. UK police have confirmed Sunday that 2 men, one in his 20s and another in his 30s, were arrested under the Official Secret Act in March amid claims of spying for China, said BBC Sunday. The BBC quoted the Sunday Times as saying one of the men in his 20s were researcher with links to several Tory MPs, adding that both men were taken to South London police station. One of the arrested men is alleged to have had links to Security Minister Tom Tugendhat and Foreign Affairs Committee Chairwoman Alisa, among others, it added. On Sunday morning, UK Prime Minister spokesperson said Rishi Sunak had expressed concern about Chinese interference to a senior official from China. Prime Minister Modi passes G20 giver to Brazil Lula with a proposal. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called an end on Saturday to the G20 summit in New Delhi by passing on the ceremonial gavel to Brazil, which will take the bloc presidency. I want to congratulate Brazil President and my friend Lula da Silva and hand over the presidency gavel to him, Modi said. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Brazil President Luiz Inácio da Silva while handing him over the presidency of G20 after the closing section of the G20 Summit 2023 at the Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. United Nations welcomed G20 Leader Declaration in New Delhi. The UN welcomed the adoption on Saturday of the G20 New Delhi Leaders Declaration, describing it as an example of effective leadership at a time of great division in the world. World leaders meeting in the Indian capital for the annual G20 Summit reached agreement by consensus this afternoon on the declaration, while covers issues ranging from climate change and green growth to gender equality and countering terrorism. Air China plane make emergency landing in Singapore, 9 passengers injured. An Air China flight made an emergency landing in Singapore on Sunday after the plane's left engine caught fire. According to the French news agency AFP, authorities have said that there were 155 people on board the plane, of which 9 were slightly injured. Flight CA403 was en route to the city-state from the southwestern Chinese city of Chengdu when smoke began to billow from its forward cargo hold and level, Changi Airport said in a statement on Facebook. The plane landed at 4:15 local time and all passenger and crew were evacuated safely while the fire in the left engine was brought under control. According to this statement, the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore said the plane was carrying 146 passengers and 9 crew members. Signing of a memorandum of understanding for investment by US Pakistani immigrants. The US has announced that Pakistani Americans living in the United States will be encouraged to invest more than $40 million in their home country. This was announced at the Invest in Pakistan conference organized by the United States Agency for International Development in Islamabad on Saturday. According to this statement issued by USAID in this regard, 4 partners of Pakistani immigrants living in the United States signed for new memorandum of understanding with USAID, under which $4 million in Pakistan will be provided. Investment will be made, after which the expectation of investment in Pakistan by Pakistani expatriates living in America has reached about $200 million. Copying through Bluetooth device, dozens of students arrested in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the education department has handed over dozens of students to the police while taking action against the candidates who copied through Bluetooth in the AMD CAT medical entry tests. According to a statement issued by the province secretary, the Department of Higher Education, Engliah Durrani, students were being helped to solve the test through secret Bluetooth devices. The Secretary of Higher Education said that the students sitting in the various examination halls of the province had put the Bluetooth device secretly in their ears to pass out the paper. Engliah Durrani claimed that lakh of rupees were extorted from the students for getting the paper out and solving through the Bluetooth device. G20 Summit wraps up in New Delhi. Macron says it confirmed isolation of Russia. The G20 Summit in New Delhi ended on Sunday as India handed over the bloc presidency to Brazil, while both the US and Russia praised the concessions that did not condemn Moscow for the war in Ukraine but called on members to shun the use of forces. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi asked the group leader to hold a virtual meeting in November to review progress on policy suggestions and goals announced at the weekend. It is our responsibility to look at the suggestions that have been made to see how progress can be accelerated, he said in a statement. Allies may be running away from elections, says Bilawal Bhutto in Pakistan. PPP chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari said on Sunday it may be the case that his party's allies in the Eastwell Pakistan Democratic Movement-led ruling coalition were scared and running away from elections. Project connecting India to Europe, a Middle East largest cooperation project in history, Netanyahu said. Welcoming the announcement of the ambitious India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has described its largest cooperation project in our history that will change the face of the Middle East, Israel, and will affect the entire world. The new economic corridor, which many say is an alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative, was jointly announced on September 9 by the leader of the US, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, France, Germany, Italy, and the European Union on the sideline of the G20 Summit in New Delhi. Pakistan unveils new visa policy to attract foreign investors. Pakistan, in a bid to revive its ailing economy, has introduced a new visa policy to attract business communities from across the world to invest in the cash-strapped country. The decision was taken in the two-day consultation meeting held under the Special Investment Facilitation Council, a civil-military hybrid body set up by the previous Shehbaz Sharif government to tackle the country's economic woes. G20 leaders arrived at Rajghat to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday received G20 leaders at the Range Rajghat, where they will pay tributes to Mahatma Gandhi. United Nations Secretary General Antonio IMF Head Kristalina, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong were among the first to reach the venue this morning. Manipur Violence Magistrate appointed the record statement in CBI cases. The Manipur High Court has appointed 13 magistrates to record the statement of witnesses under Section 164 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in the 27 cases related to the ethnic conflict being probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The High Court said they will record statements irrespective of their territorial jurisdiction and as per convenience and availability, taking into consideration the overall situation in the state of Manipur. The High Court notification is in compliance with the direction issued by the Supreme Court on August 25. That's all in today's headlines. Keep watching TTN Info TV SK channel by subscribing and do hit the bell icon to receive notification and more updates.